Good afternoon from Mooresville, North Carolina. I am the organist here at Trinity Baptist Church and was asked to do a little organ demonstration. Here at Trinity we have a 2-manual Allen organ from the 90s. This is an MDS 36, and I'm just going to go through some of the sounds that this instrument has, some of the ensemble capabilities that it has. On the bottom manual we have the grate, and it starts with the 8-foot diapason. Very fat sound. And one of the capabilities that this organ has, being an electronic organ, is it has a switch to change from a more romantic voicing to a more classic voicing. So if I pull this stop, it turns the diapason into a more narrowly scaled Baroque principle. Now just going on down the line, I'm going to add to the diapason chorus in the grate. Here's the diapason with the octave. Super octave. Four-rank mixture. Three-rank cymbal. Moving on to the flutes in this division, we have a 16-foot Gibbs horn, and if we press the classic voicing stop, we get a quintadina. An 8-foot Rohrflöte, also a Holzgedeckt, a 4-foot Spitzflöte, harmonic flute 4-foot if we add the classic voicing. Two-foot Waldflöte with the 8-foot. With the classic voicing stop. What I like to do a lot with the grate division is treat it as a pocket positive division with the flutes. What I do is I turn the classic voicing stop on, pull the 8-foot Rohrflöte, the 4-foot octave, the 2-foot super octave, and the 3-rank cymbal to act as kind of a positive within the grate, because the principle behind having a positive is to have a principal chorus that's 1 octave higher than the principal chorus in the great. And in this case, the principal chorus in the great is based off the 8-foot series. So Oppositive would be based off the 4-foot series. So you would start with a flute at the 8-foot pitch, and then your diapasons start at 4 and 2, and then the high mixture. So this is what that would sound like. A very piquant sound. We have 2 reeds on the great. The first one I want to show you is the 8-foot trumpet, and this is a German trumpet. Very warm sound. This is to be used in the ensemble for a Bach plenum. So this is what it would sound like added to the principal chorus. This is the principal chorus alone with some pedal flues added with the great to pedal coupler. I'm going to add the 8-foot trumpet. So it blends well with the principal chorus, but adds a little bit of bite to it. Our other reed on the great division is our 8-foot German Krummhorn. Very nice sound. I like to add the 8-foot roar flute to it in solos, but here it is by itself. Adding the 8-foot roar float to it. So that is pretty much the extent of the great. One thing that's quite useful on this organ is we are able to draw some swell stops down to the great. This is the flute celeste from the swell. So this is completely under expression. This is with the box closed. Opening the box gradually. We also have one more stop under swell expression, which is a swell viola. very nice to have these stops accessible on the grate for choral accompaniment purposes. One thing before I forget, we do have a set of chimes on the organ, which I like to use on occasion. Very beautiful sound. Moving on to the swell division, we have a pretty extensive swell division for a 2-manual organ. Very blessed to have it. It does have a 16-foot flute, starting with a Lieblich Gedackt. 8-foot Gedackt. An 8-foot viola, which we just heard from the grate. Now in the swell, the celeste is available, so here is the viola in its celeste. Here's the flute celeste once again. Moving on, we have a 4-foot copper float. Opening the box. One neat capability that we have on this organ is the solo organ voices tab, which allows us to access a few more voices that we wouldn't otherwise have. So I'm going to go through there some of those solo voices. This is the 4-foot open flute, and I'm going to accompany it on the grate. We have a clarinet. Adding the tremulant. Moving on to the cor anglais. other possibilities that we have is a flute cornet in the swell, 8-foot gedeckt, 4-foot couple flute, 2 2 Nazat, 2-foot block flute, and a 1 3/5 tierce. Here it is in solo. Here are some of the mutations alone. Here's the 8 and 2 2/3. Here is the 8 and the 1 3/5. Here is the sesquialter, which is the 8, the 2 2/3, and the 1 3/5, alone without the 2-foot and the 4-foot. Moving on to the swell chorus, we start with the gedeckt and the viola acting as the 8-foot principal. Adding the 4-foot Spitz principal. Adding the 4-rank forniture. Adding the 16-foot Lieblich gedeckt. Very weighty sound. Moving on to the reeds, we have 3 reeds in the swell. No oboe, unfortunately. That's the one thing I do not care for on this organ, is the absence of an 8-foot oboe. But we do have a 16-foot bassoon. An 8-foot trumpet. I often use this in solo with the great principals accompanying. And the 4-foot clairon. little bit softer than the trumpet. These are French reeds, the very strident reeds. Use them sparingly during the service. Here is all footages together, starting with the box close. Full swell, 16-8-4 mixture and swell reeds. Moving on to the pedal division. We have quite an extensive pedal division, starting with the 16-foot diapason. "16-foot Borden." Gedecked float, 8-foot. Eight-foot octave. 4-foot choral bass. A 4-rank pedal mixture, 16-8-4, and mixture playing here. Last but not least, the honking 16-foot Posauna. Before I forget, we do have one 32-foot stop, the 32-foot Contraviolon, and I'm going to play this for you, descending from middle C to pedal to bottom C on the pedal board. I don't know if the camera can pick this up. Here it is under full pedal. To finish off, I will play starting up the softest sounds on this organ and build up to full organ.